All right. Welcome to the Scorched Earth podcast. This is the sports side of it. We're going to go over the headlines in sports today for Wednesday, February 5th. I got to tell you that Luca thing is just insane. You know, I'm watching TNT at night. And, oh, by the way, please hit the subscribe and like buttons. Leave some comments. Let's build this thing up. Brother Brian is going to be here in 2 weeks. We're going to get that going. But I still don't understand how, and I think Bill Simmons, you know, he's pretty much the go to podcasting. I think him and Russillo really hit it on the nail on the head when they said, man, the Lakers are just like they're born on third base. They just don't have to go through the same stuff anybody else does. You know, I'm a C's fan, Celtics, and it just seems like we keep doing everything right. We build it right. Ainge did it right. Stevens did it right, and we're still looking up at the Lakers. You know, in the last 15 years, we have the same amount of titles, right? I mean, they got one with Frank Vogel. You know, the last 6 years, we've been just killers. We got 1, 2. Thanks a lot. But TNT is reporting that Luca very well could play on Saturday against the Indiana Pacers. And boy, he's really going to hit the ground running. I can tell you that right now. February 10th, they're at home against Utah. February 12th, they're at Utah. Then they come home February 19th to play Charlotte. It's like, wow. Let's tee up the Pee-wee. You know, let's get this guy for a couple triple doubles, 40 and 15, and yeah. I see how this one works. I saw it. You know, it's like Lord of the Rings, man. You just know where it's going to end up. It's gonna make me sick. I just can't even believe this. I do wonder if, on any level, I just can't believe in this era of social media that they could be this naive. But did the Dallas management have any idea the backlash that was coming? I heard yesterday that 100,000 people left their Instagram page. We saw the protest outside the stadium, coffins, 77 jerseys. And at the end of the day, I don't think Luca wanted to leave. His dad sure seemed to indicate that. He seemed to indicate that. And the real true barometer of that was he didn't get the Supermax deal. He won't get the Supermax deal. He loses $117 million if he decides to re-sign with Los Angeles this summer, which, I got to be honest with you, I can't stand the Lakers. I live in Lakerland. I hope he don't resign. I hope he goes on the road. I hope he goes and finds somewhere. But there's something about the LA market. When they get here and they become a star, they don't want to leave. Look at LeBron. Miami, Cleveland. Man, you got to shoot that guy to get him out of LA. He ain't leaving. No effing way. And the Dallas Mavericks backlash has gotten so intense that they've offered full refunds to any season ticket holders who have wanted to end their season tickets, which, wow, in the middle of the season. At the end of the day, this has to come from ownership. There's no way Nico could ever pull this off without their approval. And he's not going to say anything because they'll fire him. But at the end of the day, I just don't see how you don't want to pay him. If you know you're going to be an owner in the NBA, you wait your whole life to get this player. I mean, if your problem is paying this guy, I mean, do you want to have one Van Gogh or do you want to have 5 or 6 Banksies? And, I love Banksy. He's my favorite artist in the world, but give me the Van Gogh. Jean-Michel Baptiste. Give me that. I mean, Jesus, man. Great is great. In the where did we go wrong file, Michael Jordan's kid Marcus was charged with DUI, cocaine possession, and resisting arrest. Because you know what, brother? You're going to do it? Do it all the way. I'm sure there's no privileged upbringing there. And let's make sure we look at those charges, because that's the last you're going to see them, because they're going to get Roy Black. And let me tell you something. They are going to own the homes of the arresting officers. Yeah, Michael Jordan's kid doing cocaine. Wow. What a world, huh? I guess that's what happens when you have a billionaire dad. All right. Super Bowl. Kansas City's down to -149. The director of the Superbook in Vegas, which if you ever go to Vegas, I highly recommend going there. It's just special. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get into. It's not as cool as the Venetian. I would say I'm not a high roller. I've been to a lot of sports books on the Strip. The Venetian is spectacular. Yeah, it's just really great. The wind's nice too. Bellagio's, I think, a little overrated. That's my personal opinion. I will tell you that South Point's nice. I mean, you know, they're nice, but the Venetian's just a different level. You better bring some money, though. That's for sure. But the director of the Westgate Superbook speculated that as of Monday, only 5% of the total handle had been bet. That tells you, and he said 80% of the bets are going to come in within the last 48 hours. And that's one of the things I told you. If you're going to bet the underdogs, get them early. Get there early. If you're going to bet the favorites, wait. The price is going to come down. And, I mean, 17 of the last 19 Super Bowls, it's just pick the winner. So really, either if you like Kansas City, lay the point. If you like Philly, take the money line. You know, save yourself a couple dollars. You know, instead of 110, you're going to be 104, you know, whatever you're going to be. They speculate $1.7 billion is going to be wagered on the game. I'm going to go through some more prop bets today. And it's just, like I said, it is amazing. Double-sided, small type. I don't know if you could see it. It's just, it's insane how many bets there is. And like I said, if you go to a book, shop around. Now, they do slightly vary. For instance, this one, will the Chiefs convert a fourth down attempt? Yes is -160. To me, they're just handing you money. The Chiefs are going to go for a fourth down. I mean, it's coming. That's just if they are anywhere from the 50 to the 30, they're going for it. I mean, how many times is that going to happen? It's probably going to happen 2 times in the game. So they just got to roll 50-50, and you're only laying $1.60? They're just giving you money. Will the Chiefs convert a fourth down attempt in their own territory? That's a difficult one. Because yes is +375. They're giving you a big number. They're giving you some big juice on that one. To me, that comes down to, are they going to be behind in the fourth quarter? Last time they played Philadelphia, they were down 10 points in the fourth quarter, and they won that game. That's something to think about. You know, they do entice you with these big numbers. And remember this is something these other gambling sites aren't going to tell you, and this is really the truth. They're going to tell you, they're going to keep preaching value, 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 and there is truth in that. Get the most value you can, but you got to cash the ticket. You know, a couple years ago, I had TCU at 100-1 to win the national championship in football. They beat Michigan. They got to Georgia, and they lost by 60. You know, I don't care that I got 100-1 for, I don't know, I think I had 40 or 50 bucks on it. It doesn't matter. I might as well had, you know, 10 billion to 1. That I had no chance of cashing, right? And of course, it was hard to hedge because I think the line was 14 or 16 or something like that. It was a huge line. Georgia was a monster like they usually are. All right. So will Jalen Hurts throw an interception? Yes, $1.50. They get behind, it's going to be a problem. And I want everybody to think about something. Take the numbers. They are what they are. That's part of good handicapping. I get it. But at the end of the day, are you going to bet on Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, and Kellen Moore versus Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and Steve Spagnuolo? I mean, if you didn't know anything else, who are you going to bet on? To me, that's a no-brainer. I mean, Andy Reid, he literally was run out of town in Philadelphia. Couldn't win the big one. You know, it's so funny, the revisionist history that goes on. Oh, you know, I always liked Andy Reid. Oh, he was one of the best. Yeah, right. They wanted to put a lynch around him, man. They wanted to put him in the same cell as his kid. Yeah. And he got there and he got Mahomes and he did it. Nobody else did. But at the end of the day, don't tell me everybody was overjoyed to him coming to Kansas City. They were like, that was his only stop. That's why he didn't take a year off. He's like, oh boy, I better grab this or I'm going to have a real problem. All right. Well, he's revised the history. At the end of the day, I'm going to bet on Steve Spagnuolo at plus $1.50 to get an interception from Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen Hurts is overrated. Overrated. He's part of the machine. They got a great offensive line, but you know what? We'll see what Chris Jones does to that. All right. Will Saquon Barkley score a touchdown? Minus 210. I'm not touching that. It's too big of a price. Will Saquon Barkley score a touchdown in the first and second half? That's plus 330. I don't want nothing to do with that. Everybody wants an over. I am typically an over better. I look for over. I got a funny feeling this is going to be a real tight game. I think we're looking at 27-24. Yeah, that barely squeaks over, but I'm a little leery of all the numbers you're seeing. Will the Eagles get a rushing touchdown? Minus 700. Okay, yeah. But look at this number. Will the Eagles get a rushing touchdown in the first half? Minus $1.40. Now that one looks good. You know, the second quarter is typically the highest scoring quarter. Okay? I mean, yeah. All they have to do is get the 3 or 4 yard line and the tush push is going to start. I mean, come on. Whatever. I don't know. It just looks, I don't know. That just looks like they're giving you money. To me, and I have a prop bet from Circa that they will convert over 1.5 fourth downs. I laid $1.50 for it. To me, those have the best value. The anywhere from $1.30 to $1.60 minus $1.30 to $1.60 bets. Those are the ones you really ought to look on because I think you're getting the most value out of them. Will the Eagles convert a fourth down attempt in their own territory? Plus 250. I really like that. They're not Washington, but man, especially if they get down, that is going to be liquid gold. You got some nice numbers there. I'm going to go through the rest of the props the next 2 days. I hope you hit some winners. And maybe if you can start a GoFundMe for Marcus Jordan. He's going to need some money, going to need some cash, and get Roy Black on retainer. All right. Please hit the subscribe and like buttons and leave the comments, and I will talk to you tomorrow.